your home, auto, business, or farming ranching operation, contact North Central Insurance Agency today.
No overpriced lawn services, no headaches. Call on Steck Lawn Care in Ainsworth. Grant Steck offers mowing services, landscaping, seasonal cleanup, and more. You can even reserve your mow day and rate for next season now. Call or text 402-760-1808. Downtime you can actually enjoy ahead of schedule. Powered locally. Getting done with chores or out of the field ahead of schedule gives you more of a good kind of downtime. Downtime that comes after a job well done. At Mitchell Equipment in Atkinson and Humphreys, they provide ranchers and farmers with quality products, service, replacement parts, and solutions. Keep up with their ever-changing inventory at MitchellEquip.com. Keep up with the team on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
Yeah, big thanks to the crew at Mitchell Equipment bringing you the broadcast tonight on KBRB, as it was Burwell earning a two-match sweep here tonight, winning over North Central in match 1, 25-21, 25-17, and defeating West Holt 25-20, 25-16. So Burwell improves to 3-0 on the young season as they knocked off Elgin Public Pope John in 4 sets on Tuesday in a dual match, and they scored 2 wins here against Niobrara Valley Conference foes here tonight. So Burwell off to a 3-0 start against NVC competition. Burwell may have to look at trying to join the league there. Off to a pretty good start against NVC teams to start the year. So Burwell will head to the south, get back on the bus, and take a couple wins with them as North Central and West Holt will get set for match number 3 to see which team can earn their first win of the season and get a split out of this triangular. Well, Connie Lynch, your thoughts as we say goodbye to Burwell for the night?
What a well-balanced team. Ball handling is critical, and they have 3 people who can really ball handle. Gideon is left side hitter, but when she's in back row, she's a tremendous defensive specialist. Their libero, Hughes, unbelievable. She covers probably 3/4 to half of the court herself. And then the setter.
Ostrom was huge in this one. She's probably the best player on the floor.
Great athlete. Great server, tough server. They had a run of 8 points when she was serving that first rotation 1. Of course, you have good blockers and hitters in front row when she's serving. It was a dig air when she was serving for that last rotation. I thought, here comes, a string of points. Well, it was a tough ball that West Holt got back that ended her serve on just one serve. So those 3 really, like I said, when you have good defensive players like that and ball handlers, Ostrom is certainly the quarterback of that team.
Well, it was Burwell, the advantage in most of the stats, 24-18 advantage in kills, a big 10-1 advantage in ace serves. West Holt actually had a 2-1 advantage in ace blocks. West Holt with 4 service errors, Burwell with just 2 in that entire match. So pretty clean serving on both sides. Burwell wins at 25-20, 25-16. For the Longhorns, Cora Gideon ends up leading the way with 6 kills, 5 for the setter, Kiera Ostrom. It was 4 apiece for Nakia Williams and Jenna Schott, 3 kills for Shaylee Hunt, and 2 for Zakia Daw. Nakia Williams had the lone ace block for Burwell, and 10 ace serves for the Longhorns, 3 from libero Katie Hughes, 2 from Chloe Copsey, 2 for Kiera Ostrom, 2 for Cora Gideon, and 1 for Caitlin Simpson. For the Huskies, they were led 7 kills from Macy Niemitz, who had a nice match. She and Lainey Smith were working well together on that slide. Niemitz with 7 kills to go along with 1 of the 2 West Holt blocks. 4 kills for Olivia McKeel, 3 apiece for Emily Wallnoffer and Lana Huey. Huey had the second West Holt ace block, and Courtney Kellner picked up a kill for the Huskies. Emily Wallnoffer with the lone ace serve for West Holt, as Burwell serve receive was excellent in both of these victories tonight. So Burwell wins a pair over North Central and West Holt in straight sets. We're about 10 minutes away from match number 3. And again, stay tuned. After the matches, we will award our first-class auto performances of the night for all 3 of these squads. That's your Tri-County Bank end of the match summary. And your livestock is your livelihood. Keep both going strong with local financing from the Tri-County Bank. Whether you're a new producer, a seasoned veteran, or somewhere in between, Tri-County Bank loan specialists are here to help your operation succeed. Stop by the Tri-County Bank branches in Stewart, Atkinson, Bassett, or O'Neill, or visit TriCountyBank.com to get started. Tri-County Bank member FDIC. Well, Connie, we'll take a break here, and then we'll come back in what should be a pretty competitive match in match number 3 between West Holt and North Central, both trying to get off the schneid here in the early stages. Always nice to get that 0 out of the win column. So West Holt at 0-3, North Central at 0-2 in the young season. Somebody will get their first win in our third match and salvage a split of this triangular. So we'll come back in just a moment and find out which of these two teams that is going to be. And don't forget, over on FM 92 and KBRB.net, Cody Gucci and Steve Camp on the air with Stewart Bronco football as the Broncos take on Sumner Eddyville Miller to open the Stewart season. SEM scored 80 points last week in a 21-point loss to Arthur County, so could be in for a shootout from Stewart Park there this evening on 92.7 KBRB.net. We'll come back with more volleyball here on AM 14 106.3 on the web after these messages on KBRB.
Just like in sports, when everyone is working together, you have a solid play. The same holds true in the concrete business. At Stewart Concrete, Eric mixes the right amount of cement, gravel, and water to deliver the best concrete for your building project. Whether it is for floors, walls, drives, and walks, Stewart Concrete can also supply the reinforcing wire, rebar, sand, gravel, and rock for a solid, long-lasting concrete. Call Eric at Stewart Concrete with locations in Stewart and Atkinson, 402-924-3644, or cell phone 402-340-1307.
Providing a pulse in Ainsworth and the surrounding area, the Brown County Hospital ensures our rural area stays healthy by offering emergency services, primary care services, and physician services right here at home. The Brown County Hospital, quality in community health care.
Who was only here a short time, was a captain. That's pretty rare to have brothers who've been captains for Husker football. There's got to be a little pride factor for those.
Texted me when that happened. It was a special.
In Sportswoman, Tall Tales Taxidermy has moved from Burton to Valentine. We will still be offering the same friendly service and workmanship, just in a different place. We can be found in the Cherry Street Plaza at 103 North Cherry Street in Valentine, or on Facebook, our website, or come see us.
Orton Feed Company of Mills can help you supplement your cattle without the use of high-priced corn or cake by using economical Lumix ADM feed. From Orton Feed Company, Jason Orton of Mills, proud supporter of high school sports.
Scott Rizlitzka here with Wheeler Feed. My cell phone number is 402-358-2083. Give me a call. Let me help develop a program that fits your Sand Hills area farmer at 2 states, many locations. We deliver, and as always, consultation and building a program is free. Give me a call at 402-358-2083.
All right, we are back here to Rock County High School. It is the North Central Knights in this third match of our triangular here at home. They will take on the West Holt Huskies in a little bit of a down-the-road affair between these two Highway 20 rivals out of the Niobrara Valley Conference. These two teams in the girls' sports programs have just had some really fun matchups over the year, mainly in that girls' basketball, but it's always competitive when the two volleyball teams square off as well. We're about 5.5 minutes away from the first serve. Have a score update from Stewart Park. It is Sumner Eddyville Miller with an early 8-6 lead over Stewart. I don't know if the first one to 50 or so will get to that one. Stewart typically prides itself on a pretty good defensive performance. So we'll see if Sumner Eddyville Miller's potent offense and the Broncos, what's usually a pretty stout defense in the six-man game. We'll see how that matchup shakes out early on. It's SEM 8-6 over the Broncos. Well, we bring back Connie Lentz as we get set for our third match of this triangular, and should be a good one. You've got a chance to see North Central and see West Holt against Burwell What do you think this matchup between these two teams will come down to?
Well, both these teams are scrappy. I mean, uh, North Central has a huge height advantage over West Holt, and so that'll be interesting. But, you know, the key is even if you're not tall hitters, pull the set off the net and let those hitters just swing away hard. And you saw West Holt doing that against Burwell for a while. They had several kills that went through the seam of the block or down in front of the blockers. They're still swinging hard. So it's going to be, you know, one is if West Holt can clean up their serving a little better. And I think, you know, against a better passing team, you try to serve more aggressive. And when you're trying to serve more aggressive, you have more errors. So it's clean up the serving a little bit, eliminate some of those hitting errors, and it's going to be, I think, a pretty even match on both teams.
Yeah, I'm really expecting a tight one here between North Central and West Holt. You mentioned North Central's height advantage. We'll see if that translates into a bigger performance at the net for the Knights, or if West Holt, you know, can use their typical strengths of serving and passing to kind of negate that size disadvantage, as the Huskies basically in about every match they take to the floor are going to be the smaller of the teams out there overall. Well, we're going to get you set up with our starting lineups. Lineups brought to you by Three River, your area telecommunications and technology leader. And we'll start with the visiting West Holt Huskies, now 0-3 on the season. They are coached by Katie Boniface, assisted by Laura Olson and Haley Paxton. The Huskies will start at the setter spot, number 6, Lainey Smith. She is a 5'6" sophomore. Your hitters for the Huskies, number 2, Courtney Kellner, a 5'7" senior. Number 8, Emily Walnoffer, a 5'7" junior. Number 12, Olivia McKeel, 5'6" and a sophomore. Number 14, Macy Nemitz, a 5'9" junior. And number 24 is Lana Hui, a 5'9" junior. The libero for the Huskies, number 5, Addie Caro, 5'1" and a sophomore. Caro in white, while the rest of the Huskies are black. Both libero and regular Huskies are in gold numbers and letters. Lineups brought to you by Three Rivers, serving this area for more than 60 years. Reliable, secure, and affordable. Three Rivers Fiber Network is all of those things and more. Great speeds, crystal clear video, and residential fiber internet service starts at just $39.95 a month. For more than 60 years, Three Rivers has continued to offer the most advanced and reliable options available for television, phone, and internet right into your home. Keeping you connected is literally their business. At Three River Communications, your broadband leader. Find out more at threeriver.net. Now the starting lineup for the North Central Knights, 0-2 on the season after the 2-set loss to Burwell in match number 1 of this triangular. The Knights are coached by Kara Sybrand, assisted by Caitlin Bartok. And the Knights will start at the setter position. Number 10, 5'6" sophomore, Addie Anderson, as both teams run a 5-1 system. It is a one-setter exclusive for both the Huskies and the Knights. Anderson will be joined by number 4, Brooklyn Buell, 5'7" junior outside hitter. Number 7, Cambry Smith, a 5'8" senior outside hitter. Number 8 in the middle, Mackenzie Arnhold, a 5'10" senior. Number 11 in the middle is Jenna Halleck, 6 foot and a senior. And on the outside, number 14, Allie Cosgrove, 5'8" and a junior. The libero for the Knights is number 18, Brielle Businger, in lime green. You can't miss her if you're in the house, as she is the only one with that color shirt anywhere close to it in the building. Brielle, a 5'5" senior. The rest of the Knights in black uniforms with blue sleeves and the white numbers and letters. That's a look at the starting lineup for both teams, brought to you by Three River. Well, one team will find its first win here in the early stage of the season in this matchup, as the Knights 0-2, the Huskies 0-3. North Central will have the week off, and they will be back at a triangular hosted by Chambers Wheeler Central against CWC, and they'll get a rematch with Ainsworth after losing in 4 sets last Thursday. That's the next action for North Central. And for West Holt, they'll be in a triangular on Tuesday, hosted by Burwell, a double triangular it looks like. And they will take on Humphrey St. Francis. And, oh, that's Burwell's matchup. Sorry about that. West Holt will be in O'Neill for a triangular with O'Neill and Valentine, as the serve from West Holt's Laney Smith to start the match is long. And so the Huskies uncharacteristically struggling a little bit at the service line here in this triangular. Knights get the serve from Businger, brought up way high by Carroll. They'll get a swing for McKeel. That one dug by the Knights. Left side swing. Here's Buell through the block and down. And a good start for the North Central Knights as a serve error for the Huskies, and then a clean kill for Brooklyn Buell from the left pin. Knights off to a 2-0 start. They change the rotation a little bit, have Businger start at the service line instead of Anderson. Good diving bring up on the tough serve by Businger by Caro. Free pass across, and it'll go just long for the Huskies as Businger lets it go, ducking out of the way at the last minute.
It's like a Matrix move.
Yeah, in slow motion there. Wiggle your way away from that volleyball. 3-0 start for the Knights. Businger loads up another serve. Caro is there. Smith with a bump set and just a free pass across to the Knights. Bump set by Anderson. Poke shot by Buell is dug by Smith. Left side swing, McKeel sends it into the net. And a quick 4-0 start for North Central. We saw West Holt struggle in the early stages of set two, falling behind Burwell 8-0. And you wonder if Coach Boniface is going to have to burn another early timeout as this serve just wide from Businger as the service error just misses the far sideline by 3 or 4 inches. Line judge Alex McCleary right on top of that call. 4-1. West Holt on the board. Jump serve from Olivia McKeel. Sends it across to Businger. Anderson into the middle for Halleck. Loads up on one. Nice dig by McKeel, but it catches the rafter and sends it caromming toward the end line. And Smith couldn't chase it down. That'll be a kill for Jenna Halleck. Yep, somewhat of a low ceiling here at Rock County with the rafters. And if they catch that rafter just right, really pinballs that volleyball. As a coach, do you always hate seeing these lower raftered buildings? It's not near as low as the building at Chambers.
That's why you become good passers.
Got to keep it a little lower in these lower gyms. There's an overpass put away by Cambry Smith. Another good serve for the Knights. And this time it's Brooklyn Buell. The overpass, Cambry Smith puts it away, licking her chops on that one. And it's a 6-1 start for North Central. Buell, another serve in. Played nicely this time by Wallnoffer. Middle attack for Nemitz, sends it long. No touch at the net. And an attack error. And Coach Katie Boniface is going to have to spend an early timeout as North Central, getting a breather after match number 1, has come out on fire to start match 3. They lead at 7-1 over the Huskies in the early stages. Timeout on the floor. We'll be back with more on KBRB in a moment.
Making car shopping fun again. Whether you're in the market for brand new or pre-owned, shop the great selection at William Crotter Company, where service is a family tradition. See them at 305 West Douglas in O'Neill, or you can find them on Facebook and CrotterAuto.com.
Stand solid with proven genetics from Barstow Angus of Springview. Each year in the early spring, Barstow Angus offers to beef producers throughout the region outstanding Angus bulls raised and fed to ensure structure and breeding soundness. Barstow Angus of Springview.
Well, we have some results from the Bulldog Cross Country Invitational. We'll try to get you between sets 1 and 2 here in this triangular here from Rock County. 7-1, North Central off the West Holt timeout. Good swing for Wallnoffer, but dug nicely by Businger. Cross-court attack for Cosgrove is pushed back over on an overpass, but the Knights can't do anything with it, so now back in control the Huskies. Kellner goes into the middle of the court, brought up nicely by Addie Anderson. Down the line goes Cosgrove. Caro is there. Good rally here at 7-1. The swing is just out of bounds for Wallnoffer. And no touch at the net, so point North Central. And again, Connie, the attack error showing up for this undersized Husky team.
Well, when you're trying to hit hard, if you can't get on top of the ball and snap it down, it's going to continue out of bounds.
Nemitz with the tip try. Nice diving play by Brooklyn Buell. Cosgrove loads up off the arms of McKeel into the back wall. Allie Cosgrove gets the kill. Cosgrove faced a double block from Burwell the entire first match. She got a clean swing at that one, got it off the arms of McKeel and out of bounds. Run continues for Brooklyn Buell at the service line. 9-1 Knights. The only point for West Holt on a North Central service error. Poked across, but right there is Anderson. Here's a swing for Halleck. That one dug by Caro, but nobody can get to second contact. Jenna Halleck has her second kill, and it is all North Central here in set number 1.
Well, Halleck and Cosgrove, basically, they're swinging without any block in front of them.
10-1. It's amazing the difference that block makes because both Halleck and Cosgrove were kind of bothered by the double block of Burwell. And there's a swing into the net from Nemitz, and West Holt just out of sorts here in this second match. West Holt played pretty scrappy volleyball last week against Elkhorn Valley and Summerlin. They've struggled a little more here in these two matches against some quality competition. Left side swing. There's a good one, cross court and down for Emily Wallnoffer. So Wallnoffer gives a little spark to the Huskies. First clean kill for West Holt from the left pin, cuts it into the far back left defensive corner of the Knights. 11-2 North Central. Now Nemitz to the service line. Sends it deep. It's off the arms of Brooklyn Buell and out of bounds. There's an ace serve for West Holt, and that is Macy Nemitz that gets it. 11-3, 2 straight points for the Huskies. North Central right now with an early 5-1 advantage in kills, and then Nemitz follows it up, hitting the tape, and it caroms back to the West Holt side. Jenna Rutar into the match to serve. 5'3 senior replaces Cambry Smith. Neither team uses a lot of subs. 12-3 is that serve from Rutar into the net, so the Knights 2 service errors. A lot of 6-way rotations for both these teams, Connie.
And that's what you like. You like players that can play all the way around.
Good serve from Kellner. Way up into the air. Boosinger goes an overpass, but just pushed back by Smith. Knights control. Big swing for Cosgrove. Sails it long. No touch at the net. Point West Holt on the North Central attack error. 12-5 Knights with the lead as we reach the mid-stage here of set number 1. Both teams lost in 2 to Burwell. This one just wide as Brielle Boosinger raced over to it and then eyeballed it as she let it go. A serve error again on the Huskies. Boy, they probably had as many errors in this tonight as they had all of them.
Seems like they're just rushing their serve. You know, you got 5 seconds. Take a deep breath.
Halleck, a nice jump serve, overpass, and Cosgrove puts it away off the arms of Kellner. Cosgrove puts away the overpass off a tough serve from Jenna Halleck. And again, the 2 strings typically for West Holt, serve and serve receive. They're struggling in both those aspects here early on, down 14-5. This serve played perfectly by Wallnoffer in system. Back row attack McKeel. Dug by Halleck over the net. Kellner takes a dive at it, and it shoots out of bounds as that Halleck dig basically almost served like a spike. It had top spin and really kind of caught West Holt off guard. It was a great dig by Halleck. It just shot over the net, and West Holt couldn't get to it. So Halleck's going to get credit for, I guess you call it a dig kill.
It was because of West Holt's hard hit. It just went back off her arms that hard.
Another timeout used by Coach Katie Boniface. That's her second here in the opening set. 15-5 North Central. Back with more volleyball on KBRB in a moment.
Make your lawn the envy of the neighborhood. Morrison Underground Sprinkler Service of Bassett, Matt and Tris will provide you with a free no-obligation estimate for underground sprinkler installation. Plus, they service and repair existing systems, too. Phone 402-684-3558.
Off the West Holt timeout, 15-5 North Central here in set number 1 of match 3 of this triangular. Football doubleheader tomorrow as Ainsworth on the road to number 1 ranked Burwell. Coming off an 82-point performance and a win over Plainview are the Bulldogs. Burwell shut out West Holt 45-0. We'll also have the Huskies on FM 92 in the web tomorrow night at 7 as they take on a good Lutheran High Northeast team. It was a service error off the West Holt timeout, and then a joust won by the Huskies forces a lift from Addie Anderson. So the Huskies come out with 2 straight points off of that Coach Boniface timeout. 15-7. And there's a good setter dump try by Anderson over her head on a pass that came tight to the net. Big swing for McKeel, dug nicely by Boosinger, but it caroms off a rafter, and the Knights can't get it over in 3. So 3 straight points for the Huskies after that timeout. West Holt out of timeouts, but they've trimmed that 10-point deficit down to 7. Another good serve from Wallnoffer, played by Rutar. Setter dump try again by Anderson, boy, this one, the Huskies somehow get it over the net. Knights can do nothing but free pass it. Here comes a swing for Huey. Sends it wide to the near side from the middle. Boy, North Central just about got caught standing around looking at that one, but they end up getting the point. Allie Cosgrove to the service line now, 16-8, and she sends that one way long. Both teams struggling at the line. That's 4 service errors for the Knights, 3 for the Huskies. 7 of the 23 points for both teams combined have come on service errors. Served by Huey, a good one. Anderson sent scrambling. Back row attacked by Businger. That's brought up by Wallnoffer. Left side, McKeel with it. Loads up, sends it long. No touch at the net. And you're right, Connie, when those sets are tight to the net, Westhold has a hard time keeping them in bounds.
Got to be able to snap down on top of it.
17-9 North Central with an 8-point advantage. Jump serve from Anderson is into the net. 5 service errors here in the opening set by North Central. 5 of the 9 Westholt points have come off North Central service errors. Laney Smith with the serve down the line. It plays Businger, and the Knights will just have to set one into the back row. They set it up for Wallnoffer, pokes it away from the double block, but Cosgrove there to cover it up. Good play by the Knights, sitting it into the back corner, but a better play by Laney Smith to keep it alive, and a free pass to the Knights. Middle, here's Arnholt off the block of Nemitz and down. Mackenzie Arnholt picks up her first kill in the middle. And the Knights rebound to an 8-point advantage, 18-10. And it's Brielle Businger to the service line. She got the Knights off to a good start to start the set. Serve played by McKeel, set to really nobody. Oh, over the line was Smith, just trying to race up underneath that one and get the third contact over. Line violation on the Huskies. Starts with the good serve, though, from Brielle Businger. 19-10, North Central by 9. Just not much you can do there when you're racing and all your momentum taking you toward that center line.
Yeah, it's hard to have air brakes.
Serve played by Wallnoffer. They go left side to Kellner. Roll shot into the middle, dug by Businger. Left side down the line goes Buell. Now a joust at the net. Last touch, good push by Nemitz, but poked over by Businger. They back set on the slide to Nemitz, and that's down in between Anderson and Businger, and Macy Nemitz picks up the kill. Just the second kill for Westhold in this first set. Knights have 8. It is 19-11, North Central in control by 8 here over the Huskies. But here's Westhold's best chance to get back in at the jump serving of Olivia McKeel. It's a bullet. Overpass by Cosgrove. Westholt controls. Swing from Wallnoffer. Dug by Businger on a great play. Halleck will push it across and get called with a lift on Halleck. And that's a point for Westholt. Boy, what a bullet serve from McKeel. She's got one of the better serves we've seen in the early part of the season. She runs underneath it, and she gives the fastball to it. This one, though, sails long. A little KBRB radio jinx. Sorry about that, Olivia.
As Bob Euchre, the great sports announcer, would say, just a little bit long.
Just long.
A little bit outside.
20-12 as Brooklyn Buell to serve. This one into the middle, played by Huey. Smith will set it up middle for Nemitz, and that's down off the arms of Brooklyn Buell. Macy Nemitz now warming up a bit. She has 2 kills. It's 20-13. The North Central lead still comfortable at 7 points. Macy Nemitz to serve, sends it into the middle. Businger right there. Excellent pass, sets up a swing for Halleck that's down. Nemitz got an arm underneath it, but they couldn't get second contact, and Jenna Halleck has her 4th kill. Boy, at 6 foot, when you don't get those blockers in front of her, Halleck can really do a lot of damage. Cambry Smith back in to serve. Into the front row comes Taitlin Smith, the 5'6 junior. First time we've seen Taitlin in this one. And this serve from Smith is wide on the near side. 21-14, and now Jenna Rutar will return as Smith exits. So Coach Seibrant let Smith serve this time instead of Rutar before subbing in. Serve from Kellner, an excellent one. Knights, so keep it alive on a nice play by the newly entered Taitlin Smith. Free pass across to the Huskies. Left side, here's Wallnoffer. Blocked back by Halleck. Great play by McKeel to keep it alive. Poked over to the Knights. Swing down the line is out of bounds from Taitlin Smith. And here come the Huskies back within 6, 21-15, about as close as West Holt has been this entire first set. Kellner with a serve. Good bullet serve. Businger there sends the Knights scrambling. And the second contact from Caitlin Smith hits the rafter out of bounds. And a timeout taken by North Central on the ace serve by Courtney Kellner as the Huskies are closing the gap. 21-16 on the Tri-County Bank scoreboard. We're back with more from Rock County High School in a moment.
Don't overload your brain circuits trying to find a qualified electrician. Make one call to Painter Electric, Randy Painter in Springview. Professional, affordable, experienced, and he is local. Phone 402-497-2086.
Count on your New Holland dealers, Sandhill Equipment of Bassett, to answer all of your farm equipment needs. They pride themselves on a hard-earned reputation for fair prices and unparalleled service. Visit them online at sandhilleq.com.
And we're back here on KBRB AM 14, FM 106.3, KBRB.net. Off the North Central timeout is 21-16 as that serve received by Brielle Businger goes up high, hits the rafter, and falls to the North Central floor. And the Huskies all of a sudden back within 4, back-to-back ace serves by Courtney Kellner.
Well, she's got a wicked serve.
Bullet, just another one. This one played nicely by Brielle. Left side swing for Cosgrove, cuts it cross court. McKeel is there, bump set, middle for Huey. Down the middle into an open area. Lana Huey with the kill, and all of a sudden it is a 3-point match. 21-18. Knights were dominating this first set, but what a run by the Huskies to get back within 3 at 21-18. Boy, Kellner just a heavy, heavy serve. This one played by Buell. And Smith just bumps it over her head and out of bounds. And another timeout will be taken by Coach Kara Sybranch. She has to burn 2 of them in this rotation. And the Huskies are back within 2 at 21-19. Don't go anywhere, folks. Set 1 is tightened up here at Bassett.
Concrete is the cornerstone of many building projects. Stewart Concrete, with locations in Atkinson, Stewart, and Valentine, can mix cement and water with all the ingredients to make the right concrete for the job. This mud's for you. From Stewart Concrete, serving you from Stewart, Atkinson, and Valentine. Call 402-924-3644.
Rural health care from rural roots. Better health care for your family, from clinical, obstetrical, emergency rooms to home care. Greater Sandhills Family Health Care with convenient locations in Bassett, Stewart, and Atkinson.
Well, off the timeout, Jenna Halleck with a set tight to the net is able behind her head to poke it to her left and just keeps it in bounds to end that West Holt run. 5th kill for Halleck after the good service run by Courtney Kellner and the Huskies. It's a 3-point first set, 22-19. Good serve from Halleck. Swing for Wallnoffer, touched on the block. Halleck there for the dig. Middle for Cosgrove. That one's blocked but out of bounds. And so Cosgrove tools one off the block, her 3rd kill. And boy, that's a big response from the Knights after all the momentum favored the Huskies. 23-19 as that 2-point advantage has grown back to 4 and the Knights 2 away from the first set. Good swing by McKeel, partially blocked and brought up nicely by Brooklyn Buell. Back over to the Huskies again. Here's Wallnoffer with the swing. Buell gets it up. It pinballs 2 or 3 times. And the rafters and the Knights get it over the net. Setter dump try covered by Cosgrove. They go back to Alley. Blocked and out of bounds. Cosgrove for the second time tools it off the block. 4th kill for Cosgrove. Great rally, and it's led to set point for the North Central Knights. We'll go through some Ainsworth Cross Country Invitational results between the 2 sets here. Swing for Halleck is just wide. McKeel lets it go. 6th service error of the set for North Central, and the Huskies dodge set point number 1. Set point number 2 for the Knights.
Yeah, cardinal rule of serving, never miss game point.
Served by Wallnoffer, misplayed by the Knights, and a joust at the net, won by Lana Huey. And the Huskies avoid set point number 2. Still 3 set points for North Central. 24-21 Knights. Huskies have certainly made this one interesting. Good serve from Wallnoffer down the line, and the Knights can only just send a free pass over. Middle for Huey. Down the line, dug up by Buell on a great play. And the second contact, though, from Businger is into the net. leads to a lift call on North Central. Set point number 3 averted.
Things are tightening up a little.
Yeah, still 2 more set points for the Knights at 24-22. Serve from Wallnoffer is long, and that's how the set comes to a close. The Knights hang on and win it 25-22, but boy, did West Holt make it interesting after falling behind by a bundle early. They rallied to get to as close as 2, but the Knights hang on. Tri-County Bank first game final, 25-22, North Central. And we're going to keep it right here, Connie, instead of taking a break, as we want to go through some of the results from the Ainsworth Cross Country Invitational. North Central, West Holt, and the Bulldogs among the teams competing there. And we'll just get signed in here to be able to bring you that deal, as actually we're just going to give you some of the highlights and tell you that it was Ainsworth winning the girls' team title with a score of 10, again scoring just 3 runners in Class D meets. North Central, the runner-up, at team score of 17. West Holt third, the team score of 28. On the girls' side, it was Peyton Paxton of Mullen, your individual champion, in 21:08. Ainsworth goes second and third with Catherine Kerrigan in 21:35 and Emma Kennedy 21:37, your top 3. On the boys' side, West Holt wins the team title by 2 over Ainsworth. West Holt 17 points. Ainsworth second with 19, and North Central in third. Ty Schleter of Ainsworth finishes as the medalist on the boys' side in 16:48. Raiden Orton of North Central in third place on the boys' side. So those just some of the highlights from the Ainsworth Cross Country Invitational that was held this afternoon. We'll have full results on the air tomorrow as Ainsworth, West Holt, and North Central among the teams competing today. And I think it was probably decent weather, maybe a little humid and muggy by the time they ran, and probably a soggy course out at the Ainsworth Golf Course after all the rain. But good start to the season for both Ainsworth, North Central, and West Holt, as they've had some strong performances individually and as teams here to start the cross-country season. Well, Connie, both teams struggled in some areas, but West Holt, a nice little rally to make that first set interesting at the end.
Too many missed serves. You know, the coaches are just saying, you know, let's serve tough, but let's get the serve in.
6 service errors for the Knights, 5 service errors for the Huskies. Yeah, both teams need to clean that category up. But, boy, down big early. West Holt, they were down 14-4 when they used their second timeout, and they ended up getting it back to 20-18 before the Knights closed it out 25-22, and the West Holt fought off 3 set points before North Central finally closed it out on set point number 4. So it will be, again, West Holt going from right to left, north to south, as we call this one. North Central from south to north, left to right. From our vantage point here on the top bleacher, right at midcourt at Rock County High School. Knights played Ainsworth in Springview last week, so this is their debut here on the Rock County floor. And it will be North Central to start at the service line, and this time it will be setter Addie Anderson to start the set with the serve. And the sophomore sends it into the middle, played by Nemitz. They go left side swing for Olivia McKeel, and that one is long. No touch, and the attack error on the Huskies gives the first point of the set to the Knights. Second serve for Anderson, a jump serve. They kind of shanked that one into the net. Connie, if you've got a team that's struggling with attack errors, what do you tell them as a coach? What do you tell your setter to try to alleviate some of those?
Well, you just have to find a way to keep the ball in play.
Either take a little bit off or set it back farther away from the net as the swing back row from Brielle Businger into the net.
You know, it's kind of the law of inertia. Whatever travels on the same plane will continue on that. And you've got to get your fingers on top of the ball to drive it down.
Serve received nicely by Cosgrove. Swing for Arnhold, and we've got a net violation against West Holt. That looks like it's on Courtney Kellner, maybe. I think they flashed a 2. So the net violation ties us up 2 apiece. Here in set number 2, North Central took the first, 25-22. After 1 quarter of play, had a score update. It was 16-12. Sumner Eddyville Miller leading Stewart over on 92.7. Tough chance for the Knights as that set really tight to the net. Brooklyn Buell poked it over, but a foot crossed the line in the process as she went scrambling up to it. And now it's 25-12. Sumner Eddyville Miller with 8:33 to go in the first half over on 92.7 as there's an ace serve for the Huskies' best server. I believe that was McKeel putting that ace serve away, and the Huskies have jumped out to a 4-2 lead here in the second. So a much better start for West Holt in the second set than they had in the first. They fell behind early, 8-1. Had to burn a timeout early on. Now it's 4-2 West Holt here in the second. Jump serve for McKeel, another good one. The side spin played nicely by Businger, way up in the air. Swing for Halleck, dug by Lana Hui, bumped over and two by Wallnoffer. Cosgrove there, right back to Halleck, pokes it away from the block and finds the sideline on the far side. Good vision by Jenna Halleck, her sixth kill, and more importantly, ends the service run for Olivia McKeel. 4-3. Knights trail by a point as Brooklyn Buell to the service line. Sends this one into the middle to McKeel. Overpass and put away by Cosgrove. Well, Allie Cosgrove really heating up here in this second set after she got a lot of attention from Burwell with the block in the first match. She ended up being held to 3 kills in that match against Burwell. She already has 5 in the early stages of this second match, and there's an ace serve from the Knights as North Central in the lead for the first time here in set number 2, as it's an ace serve for Brooklyn Buell. First ace of the match, I have it, Connie, for the Knights. Serve across to Hui, sends Smith scrambling, bumps it behind her head and over the net. Knights control, swing from Cosgrove, cross court and in. Good play from Cosgrove from the left pin, cutting it cross court. And that is 6 kills for Allie Cosgrove, matching Halleck's 6. Knights on a run here, 4 straight points for North Central from down 4-2 to up 6-4. Brooklyn Buell sends another one across, floats this one to McKeel. Jump set by Smith, poked over by Nemitz out of the middle. Brielle Businger there, left side. They go right back to Cosgrove. This one dug by McKeel, but over to the stands. And the kill from Cosgrove as she's heating up. That's 7. 3 of them here in the early stages of set number 2. Run continues for Buell. Short serve. Smith has to play it. Left side, Wallnoffer dug on a dive. Great play by Buell. Kept alive by the Knights and a free pass over. Smith goes left side to Wallnoffer. Cuts it cross court and in. Good attack there from Emily Wallnoffer. Her 6th kill. Boy, Connie, look at the kill stats. North Central, 16 kills. West Holt with just 6 in the match, but yet the Huskies right in it.
Well, right now they're serving tough.
Good serve from Nemitz. Businger plays it. Knights out of system. Free pass across to the Huskies. Smith will set it up back set for Kellner. That swing into the net. Point North Central on the West Holt attack error. Those attack errors plagued the Huskies last Thursday in that 3-set loss to Summerland. Huskies had about double the number of attack errors did the Bobcats in a tight match. So good serve by Cambry Smith. Played nicely by Nemitz. Left side, Wallnoffer. Roll shot. Down the line, dug by Smith. Anderson chases it down and a free pass across to the Huskies. Smith, that one kind of a messed up. That just did not go where she wanted it to. And it goes tight to the net. Hui just could poke it into the net is all she can do. Error on the Huskies, 9-5 North Central after being down early has opened up a 4-point advantage and probably 1 point away from seeing a Katie Boniface timeout. Great save by Wallnoffer after an overpass. Halleck tried to put it down. Halleck just sets it down the line as the timing off there with the setter. Left side, poke try by Wallnoffer is pushed back by Anderson. Dump try by Smith. Halleck is there. And that's a double contact call against Cosgrove as Anderson couldn't get to the set. Double contact against Alley. 9-6 point Huskies. Down 3 to the Knights here in set 2. North Central took the first 25-22. Kellner, her serve goes across to Buell. Left side swing, Cosgrove down the middle, and that's dug by Nemitz. Overpass. Halleck tries to put it away. Great play by Smith to keep it off the floor. The swing from Nemitz is into the net.
There's the old adage of better the ball. When you don't have the perfect set or the perfect pass, then find a way to get the ball over in a good position.
The serve is just long from Brielle Businger. Serve error number 7 on North Central. Knights lead in the second, 10-7. Both teams losing to Burwell in 2 sets. This serve played across to Brielle. Setter dump try by Addie Anderson. Great bring up by Wallnoffer. Joust at the net is won by Anderson. Actually, they'll call 4 contacts on West Holt. 11-7 Knights. Well, we'll award our first class auto performances of the game on the completion of this match. Have some great candidates from all 3 teams, as there's a beautiful ace serve by Cosgrove. Just finds the coffin corner. West Holt let it go here on the near side, and Cosgrove has her first ace, just the second of the match for North Central. West Holt with 4 ace serves. 12-7 Knights here in the second. Took the first, 25-22, surviving a late rally by the Huskies as that serve from Cosgrove into the net. 8 service errors on North Central, and we've played about a set and a half. That's a number that's got to come down for the Knights. Serve from Huey, played by Businger. Anderson chooses middle to Arnholt. A big swing, cutting it left. Mackenzie Arnholt gets her second kill. That's her best swing of the night. 13-8 as Rutar goes out. Back in Cambry Smith. And Addie Anderson to the service line. Been through 1 rotation. Anderson runs under a jump serve. It's a good one. Played by Nemitz. Smith can just poke it over in 2. Swing for Buell. Touched on the block. Good dig by Huey. Back row attack. Wallnoffer pokes it over the block. Anderson is there. Smith will set it up for Buell. That one dug by one hand by Kellner. Knights keep it alive on 2 great plays from Anderson and Cosgrove, but then Arnholt's third pass attempt goes wide, and a point to the Huskies. Boy, players all over the floor there.
What hustle, though. I mean, the setter, Anderson, is just all over the floor.
This serve sails long from Laney Smith. 6 service error on West Holt. 14-9. North Central by 5. Up a set, looking for the first win of the year are the Knights and the Huskies. And Mackenzie Arnholt to the service line. Fires that one in on the back line. Huskies yelled out and let it go, and enough topspin from Arnholt to get the ace serve. 15-9. North Central's lead is swelled to 6. You wonder if a point here from the Knights would lead to a West Holt timeout. This one from Arnholt down the line, played by Kellner. Out of system are the Huskies, and it's a free pass over to the Knights. Anderson has to play first contact, and there's double contact call against Smith. Boy, you see it so often when the setter has to play first contact. How many times have we seen that tonight?
Several, but as a right side player, you got to know that if the setter has to play the first ball, you've got second ball.
Jump serve from McKeel with side spin, played nicely by Businger. Halleck with a little roll shot. Poked up by Kellner, but nobody could reach it from there. That's kill number 7 from Jenna Halleck. So it's been Halleck and Cosgrove offensively. They each have 7 kills for the Knights. West Holt as a team has 6 kills. So North Central dominating at the net with Cosgrove and Halleck. 16-10 Knights. By 6 here in the second. 1:25-22 in the first. Short serve by Buell, picked up by Wallnoffer. There's a swing for Nemitz, dug by Brielle Businger. Anderson pushes left for Cosgrove, cuts it down the line, dug by Huey. Left side, Wallnoffer with the swing, cross court. Buell is there, joust at the net. Won by Wallnoffer, but the Knights keep it alive. They go to Halleck with the swing, cuts it down to the left side and in on the sideline. Boy, Jenna Halleck's got that cut shot down pretty well. And there is the timeout from Coach Katie Boniface and the Huskies. It comes with West Holt trailing the North Central Knights on the Tri-County Bank scoreboard, 17-10. Back with more on KBRB in a moment.
Whether to or from the ball game, call timeout at Scott's Place in Bassett for a tank of Conoco regular, super, or diesel fuel, faces, loaded pizza, deli sandwiches, your favorite pop or beer. Scott's Place Conoco at the junction of Highway 20 and 183 has videos, Nebraska Lottery, and Powerball, too.
Stretch your hay supply with Bradbox Grinding. Grinding hay is one of the most efficient ways to feed hay or other forages to livestock. Brad Fox provides on-site forage and grain grinding service to those who wish to make the most efficient, economical use of their available feedstuffs. Call Brad Fox today to schedule a time to stop and grind. For reliable, dependable hay grinding service, call on Brad Fox Grinding of O'Neill. Phone 402-340-4038.
Off the West Holt timeout, 17-10, Knights lead. Poke shot by Nemitz is pushed back. Nemitz able to poke it back. Now she blocks Halleck. Halleck, though, keeps it alive. Cosgrove loads up and sends it just long. And a touch call at the net, so the Knights will get the kill from Allie Cosgrove. Her 8th is the touch called at the net on the Huskies. West Holt players looking around to see who, nobody's going to take credit for touching it. 18-10. Buell's service run continues. Good. Short serves an ace. Boy, that short serve, Connie, can cause teams problems.
It can. It really jams up your offense, and you have back row players running up to pass it, which has a tendency to have an overpass.
Well, Sumner Eddyville Miller has opened up a 32-12 lead on Stewart midway through the second quarter in the 6-man season opener for the Broncos. SEM put up 80 in a loss last week to Arthur County. There's a kill for Halleck as Halleck and Cosgrove are just going back and forth for the team lead, and another timeout from Coach Katie Boniface as the North Central lead is swelled to 10 at 20-10, but 9 kills from Halleck, 8 from Cosgrove, leading the way for North Central. Well, it was 16-12 at the end of one. Sumner Eddyville Miller leading Stewart, but now 32-12 with 5:47 to go in the first half for the debut of the Broncos.
That's like fast break.
Yeah, it is.
Fast break basketball on grass.
Just about. One missed tackle, and it's usually off to the races. And Sumner Eddyville Miller throwing the ball well. Cody says their quarterback is the real deal. Threw for 7 touchdowns to 1 receiver last week in that loss to Arthur County. But so far, the Sumner Eddyville Miller defense has been much better than it was last week as they've held the Broncos to 12, and they've built a 20-point lead. Short serve off the timeout. Buell got a little too cute with that one, trying with the short serve, and that's the 9th service error on the Knights. 20-11 as the Huskies get the point off the timeout. Smith exits as back in comes Taitlin Smith for North Central. The serve by Nemitz is just wide on the near side. Buell was racing toward it, put her arms up in the air and let it go. Now we'll see another sub in for North Central as McKenna Witzke back in for the first time this match. She played a little bit in match number 1. 5'7" junior comes into the middle for Halleck. 21-11. Knights are 4 away from the match in their first win of the year. Huey fires it through the double block. Knights keep it alive, and Witzke pokes it across. Left side, Walnoffer with the swing. Touched on the block, dug by Businger. They'll go left side. Good set for Smith as Cosgrove loads up on it. Good dig by McKeel. Huey with a roll shot, dug by Smith. There's Cosgrove, pushes it over. This one up into the rafters. McKeel tracks it down. Huey with a roll shot. That one dug by Taitlin Smith. Here's Witzke in the middle. McKeel is there on the dig. Left side for Walnoffer. Pokes it over the block. Dug by Taitlin Smith. Down the line, Cosgrove brought up by Laney Smith. Good rally there, and Walnoffer swing into the net. That's probably our longest rally of this second set, and the Knights get the point. 22-11. North Central 3 away from the match as Taitlin Smith to the line. It looks like Stewart has answered 32-18 with 3.5 to go in the first half as that swing into the net from the Huskies. And just too many errors tonight, Connie, for West Holt.
Yeah, when you're a right-handed hitter on the right side, you have to allow that ball to travel across your body so that you're hitting it the proper angle.
Good jump serve from Taitlin Smith. Catches the tape and goes across. Good play by Walnoffer. Pokes it off the double block. Knights are able to get a free pass over. Middle for Huey. Blocked back by Allie Cosgrove, and that's down. Cosgrove adds an ace block to her great stat line. 8 kills, a block, and an ace serve for Allie Cosgrove, and it is match point for North Central. 24-11 here in the second after winning the first 25-22. This one played across to Walnoffer. Smith goes left side, back to Emily. Good swing, dug by Buell. Here's Addie Anderson getting the swing a chance. Good play by the Huskies to bring it up. That was Laney Smith, one-armed. Again, it's Addie Anderson. And that overpass is going to be a point for West Holt as a great dig on the swing from Anderson by Nemitz. It goes over the net and a lift called on North Central. So
well, with Taitlin Smith in there, they can run like a 6-2 right now. Addie Anderson is a hitter now in front row.
good serve by Kellner, played nicely by Businger. Swing for Witzke through the block and down as Witzke gets the kill to close out the match. North Central sweeps the third match of this triangular, 25-12 in the second, after a 25-22 victory in the first. That's your Tri-County Bank match final. Burwell 2-0, North Central 1-1, West Holt 0-2